Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading. I am going to be looking at that court case again, and several of you have asked me to read on whether the royal family was involved somehow in the outcome of that appeal hearing and used their influence. And of course, the Queen is the figurehead of the British courts, the Queen's Bench, the Royal Courts of Justice. They are the monarchy, and the courts are very much linked. Of course, not linked like they were years ago, centuries ago, but still there is some connection between the royal family and the judicial system in the UK. And so I have to say, this is a tarot reading. This is all just my opinion for entertainment purposes only. I'm going to be using just the regular Rider-Waite tarot deck and looking at the royal family and that court case, how they feel about it, how they felt about Meghan actually taking the case, how they felt about the decision. The reading that I did yesterday, it looked as if they were unhappy with the outcome. They thought it was unfair, but it doesn't mean that they didn't have some influence. So let's see whether there was any influence exerted, however indirectly. Let's get this case over and done with. We don't want it to go to a full hearing. We don't want our dirty linen aired in public. We don't want staff to have to testify. It could all get incredibly messy. Of course, they advised Meghan at the very start not to take the case. So let's see what the cards have to tell us about how the royal family feels right now. And by royal family, I really mean the figurehead, the head of the royal family. And of course, that is Her Majesty the Queen as the ultimate representative of that family. And let's have a look. And I don't have my tinfoil hat on. I'm trying not to be too tinfoil hatty on this channel, and just trying to keep as middle of the road as I can, in the middle way. I'm an enthusiast of the middle way, and so let's see, without, as I say, being too tinfoil hatty. Underlying energy is a Strength card in reverse, and that really is the Harry and Meghan card. You can read it that way, as in reverse, but it also is the royal family for me, the Lion, and it's been wrestled to the ground. The card is in the reverse. Weakness, feeling vulnerable, feeling attacked. I don't think that the royal family really felt that they were in their power in this situation at all, with that card coming out in the reverse, the Lion, the Leo, the strength of the royal family. I feel with that card as the underlying energy that this has been a body blow to the royal family. Quite honestly, I don't think it's something that they did control and manipulate. I think it was very, very negative for them, and the outcome has been very negative. And just reading about it in the British press, a lot of complaints about free speech, people saying that Parliament needs to intervene, legislate about privacy, that privacy, celebrity privacy is now dominating over people's right to free speech, free press. People very unhappy about this. It looks like it's reflecting very poorly on the royal family. So let's see the heart of the matter right now for the royal family. Two of Wands in reverse, and that is plans not going the way that you expected them to, and partnerships not working out well. So again, a negative energy for them of feeling that whatever strategies, whatever plans they had in place, whatever systems they had in place didn't work out. So I'm not getting manipulative energy from this. I'm getting more, well, that didn't go well. We didn't read that situation right. We absolutely didn't read the situation correctly, and it has all gone horribly awry. That's the energy of that card for me, and the challenge that they're facing right now. Queen of Pentacles, and that is of course Her Majesty the Queen. And her reputation, that of being above board, of being in charge, of being honourable always. The Queen of Pentacles, very solid energy. Earth sign woman, always solid, always dependable, reliable, generous, supportive. But it's the challenge. It's the challenge to me is that now there is this cloud of suspicion hanging over the monarchy, that people really are very suspicious, feeling that strings were pulled behind the scenes to end this court case, to prevent it from ever going to a full hearing. So let's see, hidden energy in this reading. Was there some kind of interference, some kind of undue influence in this situation? And we get the Star in reverse. I don't like that card, Star in reverse, because the Star in reverse is not operating in your highest power, not being connected to the divine, to your soul, to your divine purpose, your divine path. And the dog has barked in the distance. The deaf dog barked when I said that. I don't like that card at all. Major Arcana, and it is a card of, when it's in the reverse, of despair. Of course, upright, it's the hope card, the hope and healing and purpose, divinity, all that kind of stuff. In the reverse, it is despair. And it could just be that this has caused a tremendous amount of, I want to say, grief almost. It's not what normally comes from the Star. Just a feeling of being tainted. That's the word, being tainted by this, being contaminated, being it's toxic. The situation is toxic for the royal family, and has really brought them crashing down to earth in some way. And the suspicion, I don't think meddling, I don't think interfering, of course, always, because it's a hierarchical system. And I don't come from a country where that happens at all. We have different issues. Money talks very much here, but you can acquire a lot of money and plant yourself the top of the pile. Whereas in the UK, you can acquire a lot of money and still not be at the top of the pile, because of the old class system that operates in the UK. So possibly there is some kind of almost subconscious influence at work without anybody having to pick up the phone or send an email or meet somewhere in a club and say, oh, by the way, can this quietly disappear? This feeling is more of the royal family feeling that they are tainted by this. And I just had to pause there. I'm sorry, I had a sudden urge to cough, so I'm back. But we'll see. Their focus right now with this court case, what is their focus? What are they trying to do? They're trying to move on from it, and they are trying to get back on message and trying to be proactive, get out there, spread their word. Tell people that they are still doing good things, sending those ships out. Ships are going to come back full of goodies, not for the monarchy, but for the country. Look, we're still working for you. We've still got plans. We're still able to mobilize. We're still able to get people busy and raise funds for charity and do all of those good things. So they're very focused on that right now. For me, very much it's a message, trying to get back on the message that they have been pushed off by the Strength card in reverse and the Star card in reverse. Two very similar energies there for me. So past, what has led up to this situation that the monarchy feels right now, and that is the Nine of Wands in reverse. That is, interestingly, the card that came out for me in the Meghan reading on the Court of Appeal decision, and it was a surprising energy. The Nine of Wands in the reverse is giving up, defeated, exhausted, just can't deal with things anymore. And of course, I'm reading on particularly the Queen. The royal family, yes, the monarchy, but mostly Her Majesty the Queen. This has been devastating for her. It has been absolutely exhausting. The Nine of Wands, that person has got a bandage around their head. They're injured, they're bruised and exhausted, and they have stood and stood and stood, put all those wands around them, barricaded themselves, tried their best to put boundaries around themselves, but in the reverse they haven't been able to keep those boundaries up, and they have had to eventually just fall over and collapse and say, I can't carry on anymore. So I am getting more from this, that this has been a devastating, weakening thing that has led to ill health. Strength in reverse is ill health. The Star in reverse is ill health as well. The Nine of Wands in reverse is ill health. I'm getting 3 cards that are telling me that this has been physically devastating for the Queen, but also I think spiritually devastating. The Star in reverse, Strength in reverse. It has knocked her faith. It has knocked her belief in, almost in her position as monarch. So I'm not getting, as I say, meetings in clubs and messages and make that disappear. I'm not getting it coming from Her Majesty the Queen. I'm not getting that. I'm getting that this for her has been an arduous experience, a devastating experience that has left her weak, ill, despairing, depressed, you name it. But trying to get the message out, trying to get back on track, trying to be busy, trying to get back out in public with the 3 of Wands there, and very focused on trying to just get things moving forward again. So the future, how is the royal family going to be going in the future? And not good. Not good. They're not going to move on from this easily. With the 8 of Cups in reverse, 8 of Cups upright, you walk away, you leave your sorrows behind. It might be difficult, wrenching decision to just leave, but when it's in the reverse, you can't leave. This is going to, this taint, the stain on the royal family is going to remain. The emotional devastation of it is going to remain, particularly for the Queen. This has not been an experience that she, I think, foresaw. It's not been one she's ever been prepared for, anything like this. I think it has been really devastating. And of course, there's been all the side issues as well, the bullying, allegations, the investigations, all of that, the Oprah interviews. It all has just compounded this. This court case has been going on in the background, but there's been all this collateral damage as well for the Queen. It really has taken its toll, taken a toll, should I say. So how did the royal family feel, the monarchy, the Queen, feel when Meghan took on this case, when she first instituted proceedings? Well, I think that they thought that it would all just disappear, it would go away, 10 of Cups. But also think that they thought that she was quite deluded about it, that she was really castles in the sky. She was pursuing something that was more of an illusion than reality with the 10 of Cups. And she was a little bit deluded, but of course she won. So how do they feel about the decision that came down yesterday? How do they feel about that? They really are devastated by this 5 of Cups. It's 5 of Cups in the reverse, but for me it means that this has been a cause of tremendous regret. They wish that it hadn't happened, that Harry and Meghan hadn't done this. There they are, Harry and Meghan, chasing this rainbow. Royal family sees only regret, sees only difficulty, sorrow coming out of this. The royal family would like to move on from this sorrow because the card is in the reverse. They'd like to put this chapter behind them. Not going to easily with that 8 of Cups in reverse. This is not going to be over for them for a long time, I don't think. So the hopes and fears of the royal family right now with this, and they just fear that this is going to just go on and on and on. Of course, the Associated Newspapers group is considering appealing taking it even higher up, this court case. People, as I say, are talking now about this becoming a matter for Parliament, that it needs to be discussed, investigated, legislated on. And it's the hollow victory card, of course, the Five of Swords. So I think that they fear that there's going to be a lot of gloating from Montecito. They really didn't. They thought that Harry and Meghan were deluded and probably not going to really get very far with this thing. I'm getting from the Ten of Cups. But now they fear that they're never going to hear the end of it, that there's going to be crowing, triumphant crowing from Montecito forevermore. And that they really are dreading. And the outcome for the British royal family in all of this, wow. It's not going to go away. The stain is not going to go away. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is a very, very, very difficult card. Probably the worst card in the tarot deck. It's the ruin card. It's the betrayal card. It's the rock bottom card. Things have reached their ultimate level of bad. Things can't get worse. And card in the reverse for me says this is just going to go on and on and on. The suspicion, the clouds around the royal family now, the idea that they really did treat Meghan Markle very badly, that a lot of people are going to believe that because she won this court case. It's a heavy defeat for them. Heavy. If they had manipulated this decision, if they had, as I say, met with people in the justice system and the message had got out to make the court case go away and influence it, I wouldn't have got these cards. I absolutely would not have got these cards. I have got terrible cards in this reading. I've got terrible cards with the Nine of Wands, with the Star in reverse, with the Strength in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse, Eight of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Ten of Swords. I'm missing the Death card and the Devil and the Tower. And those came up, some of them anyway, came up in a reading that I did previous to this reading today. So they've already appeared today, so don't need to come out again. This is real heartache, real reputational damage that is going on here, that is going to be very difficult for the royal family to recover from, and is going to be very difficult for Her Majesty the Queen to recover from. This is going to taint her legacy. It's going to be something that right at the end of her reign is really going to mark it, and mark it in a very, very negative way. Both sides of the coin, for the people who believe that the royal family influenced the courts, and for the people that believe Meghan Markle was an innocent victim of racism, of briefings against her, of not being included in the royal family, not being treated kindly, all the rest of it. This is very, very bad. And a huge amount of Three of Wands is needed. Three of Wands isn't nearly enough PR, it's not nearly enough effort and resources that need to be thrown at this mess to fix it. And I don't think that Her Majesty the Queen is the one who's going to be able to fix it. Quite sadly for her, there she is in the heart of this reading. And wow, surrounded by just the most appalling cards, the most appalling energy. So that's your reading, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.